What is up, dudes and dudettes of the internet? This is finally my 20,000 subscriber thank you video to just say thank you all seriously, because it's been one heck of a crazy ride, and it still is, and it's still gonna keep on going from henceforth. But I just wanted to kind of take a break, put this video out there. I've just been extremely busy with a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Some of it I can talk about, some of it I can't. But I do want to mention before I start rambling on and on that this is going to be a kind of Q&A. So if you have a question for me, leave it in the comment section down below, and then I will, I don't know, next week or the week after or something. I'm not really putting a time limit on it, but I will have a video where I respond to your guys and girls questions and stuff like that. Now, if that's all you came for, then there you go. But otherwise, I just want to say thank you, everybody. Seriously, and I want to kind of talk about like the process of what's been going on lately and kind of what's happened with the channel. Like I've talked about it a couple times before, where the channel kind of like I always knew that it was gonna get to the point where I was gonna have a harder and harder time like kind of keeping up with everybody. And now, unfortunately, while also being fortunate, it's kind of come to that point. There was already like a month or two ago, or maybe even a little further back than that, where I kind of had to stop replying to comments cold turkey, because otherwise it was just eating up way too much of my own personal time, right? And now, unfortunately, I'm getting messaged by like so many people, which is awesome, don't get me wrong, and I still very much appreciate all the energy that's coming my way. But I will say officially that I probably won't be responding to you guys as much. If I'm still gonna be like kind of interacting as much as I can with fans and stuff like that, because that's kind of one of the things that I pride myself on. But I do know that eventually it's gonna get pretty out of hand, man, where I can only say like one or two things to you guys before having to just kind of ignore it. Like Trove is a prime example, where lots of people keep asking me, like it's like, hey, how come you're not replying and stuff? And it's like, dude, I'm in like 4 of these clubs that have like 750 people each, and not to mention all the whispers and stuff like that, and whatever, and comments on YouTube, I still read them. But even then, I kind of sometimes get a bit busy, and I've even been having my brother Johnny, who's been helping me out a whole ton, because I get him to kind of summarize like some of the comments on videos and stuff like that. There are certain ones that we prioritize looking at, like as you may or may not know, we kind of started the Mario Maker series, and that one has like, you can submit your own custom levels to us and stuff, so those comments we try to read right away, and other games it's kind of like not as much of a priority, like Mario X and stuff like that. But I just wanted to kind of just slow things down a bit and say thank you all. Things are going great for me personally. Lots of things are cooking in the background. I ended up, the trip that I took a couple weeks, I ended up going to finally meet, I guess, for the first time. I mean, I've been in a long distance relationship for like, I don't know, like 2.5 years or something like that. And a couple weeks ago, I got to finally go and like meet her face to face, which was absolutely awesome. Like I am just reinvigorated on life and just so stoked to be back at all this stuff, And even in the coming months, like it's like she's gonna be moving closer, and we're gonna start dealing with the whole process of hopefully being able to get her, to a point where we can like visit each other on a regular basis and stuff. So very, very stoked for that. That's what's going on with the personal life. Also, you probably can't really see it because I can't really take the camera down, but thankfully I do want to say, and this is a huge thank you all, like seriously, I'm finally at the point where I'm actually making like, I don't usually talk about this, but I will talk about it now, just be for those that are curious about like personal life and stuff like that. Plus I'm kind of feeling a bit vulnerable right now and just excited, and just kind of figure, screw it, this is kind of what the channel was about in the first place, was being personal with you guys, as opposed to having like that distance that most people do, but anyway, I'm very happy to say that so here's a little bit of a story, because I know there's a lot like newer people involved with the channel. A couple months ago, YouTube has been giving me nothing but grief as far as monetizing. That is like making money off of my videos and my content and stuff like that. So for a very, very long time, let's say half a year or something like that, I was pretty much just putting up my videos and still working my butt off the exact same as I am now, except I didn't have ads on my videos, so I wasn't making anything, which, you know, I'm still gonna be doing this regardless of the money. That's not really important to me, but of course it helps out, you know? Like, so pretty much that finally seems to have quelled and gone away. So YouTube hasn't been giving me that much trouble. Mostly I think because of Trove and just being like at a point where I was sober enough to kind of, and I mean sober in a legit term, like I don't drink or anything like that. I mean like I was kind of calm enough where I took a step back, looked at my content, and realized, you know, I gotta do less videos a day, you know, because I know that it's a hard time to keep up with it, not to mention myself personally, like, it was getting very, very out of hand. So anyway, views went up, started skyrocketing, especially since Trove launched, but even the side series that, you know, normally don't do very well, like even The Witcher, like I'm surprised that it's always making like 150 views plus, because I mean normally whenever I do games like that, especially like hardcore kind of slower games like that, like the last one I did was Risen, and then there was like Gothic before that, and those ones are usually never popular at all, and I mean never. So I'm just happy that everything has been working out to the point where I've been able to make at least some income from the whole YouTube thing, you know, like this is my job for those that don't know. Like I do YouTube full time regardless of my pay. But I'm thankful and happy to be able to officially announce that I am actually making like steady income from YouTube right now, and hopefully that's only gonna be able to go up, because you know we've got a lot of plans that hopefully we'll be able to afford in the future, let's say that much. But anyway, so you can't really see it, but I got a better green screen behind me. I got better lighting, as I'm sure you all have seen in the videos, and also more recently I got myself a better camcorder, which this one records like crazy, like you can already just notice the difference. And also very, very recently, actually after our last stream, finally I got fed up with the fact that the webcam was so crappy, because behind the scenes, like the camcorder that I'm using right now uses SD card and stuff like that, and then I have to copy the video that I'm recording right now and put it onto my computer. Now, because it doesn't work like as a raw recording software through the computer, streaming needs something that is connected to the computer. So I was kind of forced to use my very, very, very old webcam. That's why the camera quality on streams was such garbage, like seriously, you know? So now finally I ended up going to Future Shop and got myself a better webcam. So hopefully I'm going to be able to kind of do this whole green screen thing while streaming now. And also an important thing that I do want to talk about just in regards to streaming and stuff is we're going to be taking it a lot less seriously. We are not going to be doing the whole like scheduled streaming and stuff like that anymore, everybody, because I know that a couple of you appreciate it. I know that, but overall, like, it's like, you know, the views kind of, well, I don't want to say the views because I don't want it to sound like that's all it's about. But my point being that whenever I do like random live streams in the middle of the night, we get just as much people as the announced streams and stuff like that. So pretty much we are going to can it, and from now on it's just going to be random live streams throughout the week. Also, I am going to take live streaming a lot less seriously, like as a commentator and stuff like that, you know, even with all my YouTube videos and stuff. Like, we're all goofing around and having a good time, sure, but I take my work very seriously. I actually do behind the scenes, right? You know, like, I want to be, like, professional and doing this for, like, a living and for the rest of my life and everything like that. And thankfully, you all have been giving me that opportunity. And hopefully it's only gonna go up from that, you know, like I'm hoping that one day I could end up being one of the big timers, you know, because that would be awesome. So anyway, streaming is something that I only recently finally like got the screw out of my brain. I've known this for a long time, but it took me a long time to kind of like just realize it and come to my whole zen with it. But as far as streaming is concerned, you cannot treat it the same as with my YouTube videos and stuff like that. You know, streaming is very different. Streaming is the type of thing where it's like you'll see these guys doing 24-hour streams, staying dead silent for most of it and having like dinner and walking away and talking to other people and stuff like that in real life while not interacting with the viewers and stuff so often. Now, that's not something that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have it more relaxed for sure, but I don't think I could ever like ignore you guys. You know, that'd just be too cruel. But anyway, I'm just kind of making the point that I'm gonna be doing like random streams and stuff like that, even during the day, where there might actually be like background noise and other people talking in the background and stuff like that, and just overall taking it a lot less seriously, where it's a stream. Who cares? You know, we're kind of just hanging out. Like when the shadow tower is kind of like reset and stuff like that. And when I'm sitting in Trove and just kind of playing and planning to play for quite some time, but I don't need to record or anything like that, that's when I'm probably going to be streaming, regardless of the noise and everything like that. But anyway, aside from that, I guess I should mention too, because I know lots of people have been into it, Splatoon, I skipped over this week, but Splatoon is not canceled. That series is going to keep going. I don't like that game. Like, there's something about it. It's very, very frustrating for me, you know? And unless I'm in, like, the right headspace, I can't play it. So, with this past week, you'll notice that we skipped over an episode of Splatoon. I hope that doesn't make the series irrelevant just in 1 week. I don't think it will, because I know you guys are good and you'll keep coming back. But yeah, so skipped over Splatoon this week, and then we will end up playing it. Like, I'll play it sometime this week and get like a couple episodes recorded and stuff like that. Another thing too is I am trying to look at my timer while I'm recording videos and stuff. Now, this could take a while before it shows up in certain series, but you will notice that it's going to happen with Trove almost immediately, where I'm pretty much cutting the episode length in half or at least very, very short. You know, like there's some Trove episodes coming that are only gonna be like 8 minutes and stuff like that, and I'm not against the idea of a Trove episode or two being 5 minutes, you know, pretty much trying to keep it under the 10-minute mark, because I think more people would be able to tune in. Plus, I know that school is going on for everybody right now, so I know, you know, I've been doing YouTube for a couple years now, and I know that every single time around this time, you know, like the views and the subs and everything like that gets very, very slow. Although it still is progressing, it's still very slow, because I know everybody is very busy with school and stuff like that in real life and everything like that. So if you can't always make it out, you know, that's okay. That's perfectly fine, everybody. Even if you take a couple months off, I'm still gonna be here and still gonna be doing what I'm doing. But I just want to say that I'm going to try and get a lot of the series and stuff, kind of get the episode length down a little bit. Certain ones are still kind of up there, like Witcher. I think I don't really see a reason to lower that to a 25-minute mark, but I still might. I may experiment with lowering that to a 20-minute mark, but I'm not really sure, because the reason that series is 30 minutes is mostly because otherwise you don't really get that much done in a week. But also, like, Terraria is kind of like up and down with its video length and stuff like that. And just overall, I'm going to try and move the content in that direction. Most of all, just with Trove, because that's the one series that's like every single day and stuff like that, right? And by the way, for everybody that's always asking me, there are giveaways pretty much every day. Not necessarily every day exactly, but pretty much. And that's another thing too, is when I do those random live streams and stuff, that means we are not going to be giving away as many prizes through the live streams, which is okay, because we weren't really able to give away that much anyway. We can still give away Balefire Wings, of course, but I'm probably not going to be giving away that much in-game content through streams anymore. Most of all, just because, like I said, like with it being random streams and me not being on a schedule with them, I don't know necessarily like how many Balefire Wings I'm gonna have to keep in stock, because they only give me like 5 a week anyway, right? So sometimes there might be a stream where we're not actually giving anything away. But either way, you know, this is already 15 minutes. I don't really want this video to go to 20 minutes. I do want to say thank you all, seriously. You all rock, and I mean, what can I say? You know, much love. Yo. There's my ghetto life talking. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all for all the likes. Thank you all for the subscriptions and everything like that, because having this many people kind of on my back means that I must be doing something right, you know, because I'm kind of just doing my own thing. I always have been since the start, and although my own personal experience has gone up, most definitely, the quality of the videos has gone up and everything like that, still experimenting with trying to get the quality up a little bit higher than it is right now, but I am very satisfied with where it is right now. Title cards also finally stepped up. Took me a very long time to realize, why do I have a full body shot instead of just the face, you know? I kind of stumbled upon that one with an accidental thumbnail. But anyway, title cards have been much better, and just overall, like, lots of level ups for myself personally behind the scenes. I'm also trying to work on a new outro song, but it's not really my priority, because when it comes to music, I kind of gotta feel it, you know, because it's very, like, it's a very tribal thing for me, where it's like, I kind of gotta, like, know in my head and have, like, a vision of what the song's going to end up being. Otherwise, I can't force myself, like, I guess that's the way to put it. I can't force myself to write. You know, just like I can't force myself to do these videos, you know? I kind of just, I love doing it. But anyway, the outro song's probably gonna take a little while, and hopefully I'll be able to see you all in streams a little bit more often. A couple things just before we finish it is trying to, you know, step up my commentating just a smidge, because I've mentioned this before in, like, the trophy series and stuff like that, but I'm very self-aware of, like, how I carry myself in the videos and everything like that. So one of the things that I'm still trying to get used to is animating, like, myself a lot more often, because I animate a lot in real life, like, pretty much like I am doing right now. This is kind of how I am, like, in real life, and I want to be able to bring that into the videos so that the visual cam isn't completely pointless, where, like, I'll watch my own videos and I'm just criticizing myself right here. I mean, this is no problem because every Let's Player does it, but you know, I'll be sitting there, like, watching one of my videos, and it's like I'm sitting here perfectly still, like, just focused on the game. My whole body is not moving like a statue, and it's like, nah, that's not good enough, you know? As far as commentating goes, just trying to get rid of a couple little tics and things that I still say from time to time. A couple things that I'm reliant upon while commentating when I don't have something in my head. But that's just kind of how it goes as well, because that's another thing too, is don't misunderstand me with being overly critical of myself, because there are good days and there are bad days. And I've been doing this, like, seriously, I've been doing this for years. I have. Just because my first few series are private now doesn't mean that I haven't been doing this for a very long time. So I am very, very comfortable doing what I'm doing. It's just kind of cluing you all in on some of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, you know? And I mean, the lighting and the better camera and stuff like that has really got me so much more excited about all of this, and just having proper video settings and everything like that. But anyway, I gotta get to recording, so thank you all so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below if you actually watched the video up to this point. I would appreciate if you smack that like button just to let me know, like, kind of, is this something that you want? You know, that's kind of how it goes. Like, even though in Trove, like, most of the likes come from people wanting to be part of the giveaway and stuff like that, which is still awesome, but it's like, that kind of tells me, oh, so people want all these items and stuff like that, you know? But then just individual likes on the side always help out, because honestly, you know, it gets the videos to show up, like, on YouTube a lot more, and in general makes me feel like, oh, I must have done something right, so I'm gonna try and keep working on that. But anyway, I can ramble on, and like I said, I don't want this to be 20 minutes, so let's keep it right under, just by a hair. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in the years to come. Sayonara and stay epic. I'm a hillbilly for some reason.